Hello, Tab Nation! It's your boy Tom, and today we're going to be doing a how to install Rust and Hello World, so our first script ever. Uh, so obviously this website where you can install it is going to be linked in the description below, so just check that out and follow along with me. Uh, why do we want to use Rust compared to other languages like C++ or, C, whatever? Is basically just that it actually is got the advantage really of like speed and power behind it compared to those languages. It's actually, as far as languages go, is kind of new. As filming this video, it's been out for maybe about 12, 13 years, I believe. I think it was like the mid 2000, in the teens maybe, or 2010, somewhere around there. So it's, in the game, it's pretty new, but it's becoming very popular very fast. You can use it for a lot of different things. You can use it to build web servers with UI interfaces, applications, so like games, stuff like that too. Uh, you can even build like customized operating systems, I believe. I don't know much about that, but I'm pretty sure you can. It has a lot that it can do, and just with its speed and power over like the C languages, it's definitely got a very big advantage. Is why it's became so popular so fast. With even just the first few years of it being out, it just really took off. So this does work on Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever. So we're just going to go ahead with Mac and Linux. Yeah, okay, here it is. I believe, yeah, you get a little code here that you just punch into your terminal. So you just do that versus the way I'm doing it, which is Windows 10, 11, all of that's going to work the same. But yeah, download 32-bit, 64-bit. More than likely, you're going to have the 32-bit. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're just going to save this to my desktop. Keep it simple. We can go ahead and minimize that. We'll come back to that in a little bit. And here is our setup. I'm not sure if you guys are going to cut in and out. But yeah, this is going to open up our command prompt. And it just has Rust requires linker and Windows API libraries that don't seem to be available. These components can be acquired through a Visual Studio installer. So you have three options here: quick install, manual install, and don't install. Well, we're just obviously going to go with one here. So we just type one, press enter, and it's going to start the whole, chain of events here. Let's see if I can zoom in. Oh, that's... So I'm not sure if you saw that, but you just click yes. I'm not sure what OBS captures as far as those pop-up menus go. So as you see, Rust will continue once Visual Studio installation is complete. So, this can kind of vary on how long it's going to take, how much it needs to download, your, connectivity speeds and stuff, but it's not too bad. But we'll go ahead and pause the video, and we'll see how long it takes. Alrighty. So for the VS installer, it took, it was about 1.3 gigabytes, I believe, data that it downloaded. Now that only took about less than 20 seconds to download that much data. Obviously, I'm in Delaware, so I have the second world's fastest internet, apparently, behind the capital city of South Korea. So, obviously, speeds may vary depending where you're at. But it was really quickly. Now, the actual install, that took a while. I mean, that took like a good 15 minutes for some reason to do. It kept, like, lagging up and on certain steps that I guess the files were just a lot larger, took a while to install compared to other ones. But once it was done, you're going to be offered 1, 2, 3 with the continuing is 1, proceed with installation, default. So you go ahead, just type in the 1 like I did here, press enter, and you're going to see, all this stuff. As you see, it is still currently doing some stuff, so we're at 34% here about. And that's just going to go for a bit. So once again, we are going to go ahead and pause this video and let that run, and I'll let you know about how long it took. And yeah. Alright, I'm back. That took about 3 minutes to complete the install. It's not that bad, but compared to the languages that I've usually installed and you're probably used to, Rust definitely is a lot more time consuming, unfortunately. So just keep a heads up on that. Once it's done, you just press a key on your keyboard. It will close the command prompt. You do need to open up a new one basically to assign the variable path built into your OS. So definitely make sure it's not going to work until you close that command prompt. We can open up a new one here, and we're going to type in rust c space minus sign, or dash dash, and then version. I believe this is correct. Press enter, and you will see your version. So at filming of this video, I now have version 1.74.1 installed, and it looks like that was released actually about 2 weeks ago, was the current update. So obviously it is very up to date. And that will let you know that it is installed. It's ready to use. The path variable is in there. Worst case scenario, you might just have to restart your computer to get that to actually assign. That's just telling your computer knows where to run those type of files. So yeah, it will automatically, for some odd reason, start Microsoft VS Visual Studio, which is really annoying because I don't want to use it. I want to just use this VS Code. Visual Studio, same thing. It's just not Microsoft version. So yeah. So let's go ahead and write our first script. We're going to do our function here. So we're doing fn main, and we're going to put those in little brackets there. And then in our curly brackets, which is defining everything that's going to be in our function, we're just doing a simple print line, hello world. So that's print ln line exclamation point, and then you in the parentheses and quotations put whatever text you want. Obviously we're just doing hello world. Now you will notice I do have some syntax highlighting going here, and then if I like hover over, you know, I'm getting all this kind of information. To do that, you can just go to the extension section here, type in Rust, and let me expand this a little bit. So this is kind of the one that most people might have if you already have Rust installed or have done it back in the past. This is no longer used. Instead, you're going to, there's one up here, I'm not sure anything about that, but this is pretty much the one you're going to want to get, is the Rust Analyzer. I obviously already have that installed, so we're good. And this just, you know, you can read all the different things, you know, inlay hints, syntax highlighting, code completion, a whole bunch of stuff, but this is currently the most popular and up-to-date one there is. Now, when you go to save your file, save as, just save it wherever you want, name it what you want. It should, once you have that installer, should automatically understand that it is Rust, but if not, you can always do .rs, and that is the extension for running that type of code. So I've already saved this to my desktop. We're good to go. Let's go ahead and run our first script from here. So we're going to go to terminal, new terminal. Give it a second to load. It's already pointed at my desktop. If it's not, you just use the CD space and then the file path or where you want to point to. And we're just going to start with doing rust c space, the name of the file, as long as we're pointing in the correct place, which is test.rs. We're going to press enter, and this is basically going to compile it, get it ready. You'll see some files reappear on your desktop. Let me show you everything here. So you got our code here, which for some odd reason, when I save it as a Rust file, it thinks it's actually a GIMP file, which is kind of like Photoshop, free version. So that's kind of weird that it uses that icon. I don't know why. If you do, let me know in the comments below on how to fix that. I don't feel like looking into it that much. But then you're going to see these, you got your executable here and your PDB file. But yeah. So yeah, now we are good to go. So we're just going to, once again, we're going to type in, instead of Rust, we're going to do /, and just the name of the file. It already knows that we're using Rust, so we don't need to go a step farther than that. We don't need to put that .rs, can't talk now. And we're just going to go ahead, we're going to press enter, and there we go. As you see, it says hello world. So that was pretty simple. If you guys like this video, definitely hit the like button. It lets me know what you guys want to see more of, maybe specifically what you want to see in Rust. I try to keep everything towards automation, so try to come up with ideas having to do with that. But this is just a way for you guys to expand your horizon outside of auto hotkeys. 90% of my videos are always going to be auto hotkeys, but I like to show you what's available in the world. And make sure to subscribe. I'm throwing out videos every week for you all for the most part, and I will see you all on the next one. Bye!